Yes. I will. Good evening. Good evening. It's just 7:15, so we can make it start. I'm Hendrina Quinn, the local councillor. Could I welcome you all to our World Forum meeting and thank you for attending. I'd like to advise that members of the press or public may record and take photographs except confidential or exempt items. When we were setting the agenda, we considered the suggestion that was put forward in one of our meetings to have one main item in the agenda in order to enable enough time for participation and discussions. So this is what we have tonight. So we have two items, and we will also have the police to come and speak to us and introduce themselves. And so the items that we've got are linked to each other. That's the highways and road bridge. So firstly, I will invite Lana to tell us about the road bridge. As you might be aware, the council is working on improving air quality. So once Lana has spoken, I'll bring in Alan from Highways, who will give us the updates and touch on what schemes community groups could put forward for consideration, as some of these may be in Highways, having heard from Lana. So if you have any questions, please could you make a note of them during the presentation until we have heard from both, and then we will have the question and answer session where you can ask the questions and answers will be given and we can have a discussion. So, but before that, Lana has been unable to come personally. So I will ask Leslie to explain what has happened.
Unfortunately, Lana can't be here tonight for personal reasons. And so she's going to dial into this meeting now so that she can present. I've got to the presentation, but we've just lost the connection. So can you try and get the connection? I'll have around the presentation, but Lana's gone. was one of them call. I was. I've just messaged her to say to call me. If it's not going to make it, we'll call it.
Hi, Carla.
Hi, Lana, you okay?
Yeah, he's listening to us.
No, I've disconnected. She was trying, but we're going to use my computer if you.
Okay, yeah. Here's the question.
Okay. Are you putting your screen on or?
No, I've got the screen on here.
There we go.
It's back.
Okay. I need to turn around so that you can see everybody.
Thank you.
Right. Can everybody hear that? Yeah. I'm going to put it here. Lana, would you ready?
Okay, thank you. Apologies for the network issues there. So I'm just going to give you a brief overview of the Book Briefs Fund, and everything that I'll be discussing here is in that paperwork that you've been given. So I'm here tonight from the Book Briefs team. My name's Lana Forrester, and I've come to speak about the Book Briefs Fund. So the Brum Briefs Fund aims to support projects across Birmingham that help improve air quality, and these projects should help to raise awareness of the impact of poor air quality on our health. The Brum Briefs Fund has been created with revenues from the Clean Air Zone. It provides single member wards with £20,000 per year for the next 2 years, up to the end of March 2025, and 2 member wards, £40,000 per year over the 2 years, up to the end of March 2025. In total, there is just over £4 million of funding available up to the end of March 2025. So, when was the fund launched? It was launched on the 1st of June 2023, and the funding was made available for all the 69 wards within Birmingham. Now, I can't actually show you the video because it won't come out very well, being as though we haven't got a projector, but in the paperwork you've got, there's the details of where you can access a YouTube video about the Brum Briefs Fund. So I would suggest if you want to, just have a look at that at your leisure. It's only a short video. So I'm just thinking about potential ideas that could help inspire you. So here are some of the schemes or projects that might be supported by the fund. So, you could look at perhaps installing some cycle racks to encourage active travel, school traffic exclusion plans, sustainable transport measures, parking restrictions, air quality monitors, or any idea that you feel that would have a positive impact on improving air quality within your ward. Now, one thing to note is that your project must create some kind of tangible asset, and it should be self-sustaining. So the funding is only available until the end of March 2025. So if your project requires any ongoing maintenance or support, even if that's only occasional, you must demonstrate how you'll be able to provide that ongoing support, because unfortunately the Brum Briefs Fund wouldn't be able to pick up any ongoing maintenance costs. Now, for the fund, what we're asking for is that the applications need to really have alignment to the clear air strategies. So projects will need to show alignment with the high-level spending priorities set out in the Birmingham Clean Air Zone charging order. And it needs to support the delivery of the ambitions of the scheme and promote cleaner air, support active travel and incentivising public transport use, support zero emission and sustainable infrastructure and actions in and around the city to improve air quality. Birmingham City Council published its Clean Air Strategy in 2022. The strategy sets out a clear set of actions, priorities and pledges that will enable everyone in the city to be part of the journey to improving the air that we all breathe. Now, the 5 Brum Briefs themes that your application needs to be able to demonstrate that it meets at least one of them. So one or more of the themes, can be met within the application, and the 5 themes are improve the fleet, improve the flow, reduce the volume, reduce sources and exposure, and it's about empowering behaviour change. So I'll just give you a bit more information about those 5 themes. So improve the fleet, and that's about discouraging the most polluting vehicles, both private and public, from our city, and that will lead to an overall reduction in air pollution. Then we've got improve the flow, so smoother and faster journeys that help reduce congestion will help reduce emissions, and this applies to active travel routes, public transport as well as private vehicles. Traffic congestion creates a bubble of air pollution with idling vehicles wasting fuel, wasting money and generating unnecessary carbon emissions. Reduce the volume. Fewer vehicles equals less pollution. By moving from private car use to walking, cycling, public transport or working from home, we can all reduce the number of vehicles on the streets. Reducing sources and exposure. By reducing the sources of air pollution and our exposure to poor air quality, we reduce the likelihood of poor health and damage to the environment. We should limit the sources of air pollution and our exposure where we work, travel, live, play or study, especially for the most vulnerable. And it's about empowering behaviour change. To encourage and support individual behaviour change to improve air quality by embedding into our culture, and that's our businesses, organisations, local communities, the council, etc. We need the policies, guidance and to be the capability to be less polluting. So here's just some information about the criteria for applications. So from a community group perspective, you need to be a constituted community group and you can apply to the fund to support activities that will enable your community to benefit from measures that aim to promote the benefits of cleaner air. A requirement is that the community group must have a UK bank held in the community group's name. Applications can also be submitted direct by your ward councillor. Applications from community groups and the councillors will be considered between £1,000 and £20,000 for single member wards and £1,000 to £40,000 for 2-member wards. All funding must be committed by March 2025 and funding can be used to cover the capital costs, new and existing projects or one-off initiatives. Criteria and checklists for your applications is firstly, you need to check that your project meets the eligibility criteria. So, is it going to have an impact on air quality within the area? Does it meet one of the 5 Run Briefs themes? Next thing to do is to share your idea with the local councillor, review the application form guidance, and obtain the requested items that form part of the application form, e.g. any quotes that you might need or any permissions from landowners or any other permissions that are needed to be granted. All applications and schemes must have the support of the local councillor, be agreed with your local ward forum, and align with the priorities of your publicised local ward action plan. Once you have the support of your local councillor and your local ward forum, then you're ready to submit an application to the fund. Then we've got the application process, so there's just literally a graphic there just to take you through the cycle. So next steps for you would be, once you have the support of your local council and your local ward forum, submit an application to the form. For community groups, these are completed online via the Run Briefs webpage. Once we've received the application, the Run Briefs team will review the application, and the Run Briefs team are also available to answer any queries you may have on the email address as detailed. And that concludes my presentation.
Okay, thank you, Carla. So Lana, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, that's fine. I'm going to bring in Alan now. So he can say something about the highways, and as well as let us know from what you have said whether there is anything regarding the highway policy and so on that might need explaining. So, Alan.
So, my account
Would you like to?
No, so my account the local engineer for this area. Basically, my manager Carl was supposed to be in attendance, but he had a board meeting last night, because this one tonight was going on tomorrow night, so he was to attend. Basically, what I just said there, the local engineers need to support any projects that you may consider wanting to put forward for properties. And what we will try and do is thrash out any of the ideas you have, all the ideas that you have, in order that you can put forward your proposal to the properties team. That's basically it. And kind of, I mean, my boss has suggested to me that we could look at possibly traffic calming in roads, introduction of 20 mile speed limits. We could also look at bird protection as well. Obviously, bird protection, we're looking to try and maintain, if you like, the street scene and the vegetation that exists, rather than being destroyed by people parking on the verges and such. But anything that you feel that you may like to put forward to Bromley, then we can be involved from the outset to see whether it is a workable solution or a proposal. And then, as I say, put something together alongside yourselves, and then you or the councillor could put it forward as a possible scheme for the Bromley to look at and hopefully accept.
Alan. So now it's time for questions. Have you got any questions? Okay. I'm going to take Naomi. I'm going to take
Right.
Ray. And Suji. Ricky. Haru. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Naomi.
I'm not sure if it's a question for Lana or for Alan. We've got a total of 40,000, haven't we, from the last financial year and this one spent. I'm right about that, aren't I?
I'm not sure, I think that may be something Lana could answer.
I asked last year's money is still available, isn't it? So there's money, there's 20,000 from last year, there's 20,000 of this year, the volume stock. She's talking about the money.
We can't hear you, Lana.
Yes, sorry.
It was a question about the amount.
And that's carried forward this year's allocation, so yeah, it'll be £40,000.
And so my question is, we're in April now, and that money will expire, if you like, in a year's time, by 2025. Does all the money have to be spent by next April, or does it have to be allocated?
It has to, March at the moment, that's what our timeline is for the funds.
Okay. Then I have what next? Valley? Oh, Ray.
I know I'm an outsider, but this should be citywide. Number one. Number two, what's the stick in the carrot in it? Because basically, I think majority of the people need safer streets more than cleaner streets. Because you got a main road, that's Soho Road, and it's congested with traffic. And on top of it, with me saying that it needs safer streets, a few months ago, you had the accident of somebody plowing 100 miles an hour in a traffic. Because you need basically better infrastructures and better safe driving. So if anybody wants to go forward, what would be the sticking carrot to organize something like this in Handsworth?
Okay. Just stretch that line.
I'm just trying to, is that question directed for me or the whole?
It's not. It's probably not even a question. It's probably more of a statement. But it's just more likely. I would like to see more safer streets in Handsworth, more than seeing reckless driving in the middle of Soho Road. So it's not more likely a question. It's just a statement. But what is the sticking carrot? What is the best way to organise? That would be my question.
Okay, I think regarding the safety and the driving, Alan, something you can respond to?
And going 60 down the main road. There's nothing highways can do with that. There's no way you can stop somebody from doing something that stupid. And we had a similar incident on Creswick Road, or as the Creswick. A guy comes screaming down the Creswick Road, he hit the island, it went up in the air, down the other side, hit a car, and then carried on the Creswick Road. There is no way highways can prevent that from happening.
So you
Okay.
can't so there's an enforcement.
You can't.
There's an enforcement. What's the better way to sign it and what about that?
Can I respond to that question?
I'll waste the money.
Can I respond to that question?
Ricky, you can hold on to that question because right here, you can raise it. Let Alan finish.
What I was going to say was, we wouldn't look to put speed humps on the Soho Road because you have buses. And so you have people on the buses who will be affected by the bus, by them going up and down the street.
Okay, Ricky, you can.
Okay.
Sorry, Ricky.
Let me just respond to that.
Ricky, you've got your turn. Please wait.
Let me respond to this. So we put a camera up, and we see cars doing 60 miles an hour and impacting vehicles, and then we get the photo. It's already happened. The responsibility is for the people out there, for members of the public, to drive in a manner where they don't cause an issue.
They're not responsible out there, it's the matter. It's the matter. They're not responsible out there, it's the matter. The amount of accidents we have.
Absolutely.
Going through fences.
It's their responsibility.
We can't.
Okay, thank you. Could we ask the police to say to respond to that one? I do know we are diverting a bit from clean air, but it's important. Could I ask the police to respond?
I think clean air does have a lot to do with the speed of people driving. Am I correct in saying that if you drive faster, it's more harmful to the air? It's a bit of both. So there is a responsibility from the police point of view, from your point of view, but also for members of the public. We have to go back to educating young drivers. It's got to be where we're going to start. We're not going to be able to stop everybody. We haven't got enough police officers to be patrolling Soho Road all day, every day. It's relentless. We did a parking operation yesterday. We were out for 2 hours. By the time you walk down to the bottom of the road, you walk back up and they're parking there. So there has to be something else that gets done. It cannot be everywhere, all in one go. So I don't know what the answer is.
Who should enforce it?
I think there's police, it's got to be one of them, but how do we be there?
It's
Everywhere?
not about having the police officers in the numbers, it's like.
Cameras is what highlight.
People are afraid.
It's on Friday.
Okay,
It's
then,
like boss.
excuse me, Ricky, you've got your turn, remember? So I will call you when it's your turn.
I think cameras is a good one, but as you pointed out, when we have serious collisions, that's already happens. There's a big thing around stopping cars, so you'll have what we call pull cars. So somebody will hire a vehicle and will then stop it around 10 of their mates. You're never going to catch who's actually driving. But it's a deterrent.
That's what we're there.
We can't be there 24/7, can we?
Do more.
So what's your answer to that then? Because you see,
Before the cameras on, before the cameras, and look at the cameras. Get another agency, to look at the cameras.
again, that's not
Okay. Excuse me, Ricky, excuse me. Can I bring,
They got cameras, look, they don't look at.
yeah, I was just use that.
And they don't look at
Can I bring Carla? Can I bring, can we bring Carla first?
I'm just going to say, Vicky, I think the points that you raised are valid points, but at the moment we're talking about the from rooms, and I think some people that we wait quite a while to be able to hear about these. So let Lana speak and answer the questions, and then we can raise that as any other business to have that conversation then. But as Lana will have to leave because she's here to do her presentation. So let's follow the agenda and then raise that at the appropriate time.
thank you, Carla. Can I bring Abby?
Hi, I'm a local resident, Handsworth local resident. I was just thinking, further to what, sorry, I can't remember
Right.
what Ray said. There is an action group running at the top of Surrey Road.
Mhm.
It seems to have been wanting to approach the council, pedestrianisation or what they're looking at proposing, but they've had a couple of meetings.
Mhm.
I'm just wondering around parking. We don't have very good parking lots. You know, you park your car and use these local shops or to be able to park your car and catch a bus. So I don't know where or how, if parking lots, if that all has to. But as a car driver as well, and using my car even for local shopping, it was something like car park, safe car park.
So you took that to park and ride.
Even park and ride or your park. There are places on the Black Lane, Soho Road, with provision or space to do parking. Car parks. And again, I don't know if that's about private or council.
Yeah.
I had another point that I wanted to highlight. I'm going to the Central Lane outside my house. I live on Douglas Road and we have awful, and have done for a long time, parking problems outside our homes.
Is this related to the two now?
I think it's more related to highways. So
Yeah,
I don't
so let's
know
do that
where
after
to
the,
start. So Alan is saying for highways specifically as well.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, so let's hear, we have a question regarding robbery.
My question was funding availability
So you will speak to Alan, for Alan. Okay, thank you. Ricky, your turn.
Firstly, fucking offended here. I speak to the point of saying with the time, don't see you often, actually speak of yourself. More fair, I speak to you more often here. Why talk about air quality when there's prostitution, drugs, rubbish everywhere? What is air quality got to do with us, me, breathing, and together when we deal with all this antisocial behavior these signs up, we try to enforce things, and you say we've got cameras not everywhere. You then go, you be careful about things. So everybody, wow, it's all about purpose. Yeah, you know, another thing, everybody, so what you do, charge people to drive by everybody. How bad trucks they got, because they can't afford to drive, they can't afford to have brand new cars like this. You know, are you going to give them a grant to change their cars? Yeah, and so, you know, think about that as well, man. Not everyone's rich like you guys. Okay, so then the second one is, so air quality over drink and social media drugs and things. It's just, I don't know, you know, that air quality is not important. Yeah, for me anyway. And it's just another way of making money for the poor. How do you equity when the police and the council can't enforce prostitution, people selling drugs and the whole, what are you going to do? Put cameras up and look at them like you normally don't do. We've got like 6 cameras up, 5 cameras up there on Rugby Road. I was getting many a time. Do you watch that? No. Do you watch that? No. Who watches that? We don't know. What's the point of having cameras? We put signs like that. What do you do? What do the police do? You know? Rugby Road, there's like 7 people drinking, doing drugs in it. I called the police a couple of times. I've been there, been punched in the face. I want to smash bottles, get these guys away from the bus stop. Yeah, because they shouldn't be there. I see old ladies walking, and they're standing. They're not sitting in the bus stop and it's raining. There's kids there, but there's 5 tickets in the bus stop. Sorry, my language. You know, isn't there bigger issues? Air quality, come on, man. We're taking the lead. Come on, man. I'm so against that, man. Just what you do air quality, man. You know what we need here? Along these schools, you need barriers, along the schools, You see how bad you try to do traffic calming measures, We need barriers along the schools and shops. We can't have people parking on pavements,
That is significant. It does part of this.
It does. All that money we're spending, we put such barriers and signs up and the police walking on the road and spending, putting the same air quality.
No, I know what you're saying, but I was saying that would be all right. Can I invite?
So Handsworth Road Association, we put barriers up along where we live, and we put collars up so they don't drive up stuff there. Like, still a car at 3:30, drove must be 60 miles per hour, smashed through the barriers at 3:30. Kids were walking past. If that barriers, if nobody didn't put it, if Handsworth Road and nobody didn't put the barriers up, that would have been a death, man.
Okay. Thank you, Ricky.
And you're talking about air quality.
Thank you, Ricky.
Your point is that you don't think about air quality because you think about the rich in Birmingham City Centre and you want the Birmingham City Centre to be good, but you don't care about the outskirts. So that's the way I look at it.
Thank you.
Don't care about it.
No, I was just going to say, I think some of the bollards were put in at one of the schools today. I saw one from earlier. I think it's at Grove Lane. So I think consider that as a proposal. I think that is actually part of the proposal. You are mentioning the guardrails that we have just put on Antipas Road on the north side. It's not only Antipas Road.
So
I know that Alan will respond to that, but in the whole
the cars actually park on the ain't like this, and you can just walk in there. That's how they are. They're flippant. They don't care, man. So you've got to do more, man.
Okay, it's my turn. Right, it's my turn now. Can I just finish? Naomi, I'll come to you. Can I just finish? I was just saying, yes, we have not only now, but we have been putting guardrails in order to ensure that the pedestrians are safe. And I think Lana mentioned that schemes like those could be considered. I'm not sure. So what I'll do, I will bring in. Can I bring Naomi? That's okay. Okay. Can I bring in Harun? I've got a question for Lana.
Okay. 1,000 people died in Birmingham from 48 news. And there's no cycling lanes in Handsworth. Handsworth has been neglected. People with mental health issues in Handsworth, purposely through the point of exempt accommodation, HMOs. I've lived in Handsworth 41 years. I know Handsworth back of hands. I know every single road. I know every single corner. I know the drug dealers. I know everything. Birmingham City Council. Everyone has drug dealers. You know who the drug dealers are. Birmingham City Council has
Yeah, one person speaking, please.
Yeah, we need more cycling. Yeah, we need more cycling lanes in Hampton. So there's no cycling lanes. We need to encourage cycling, health and well-being, fitness for the youth. Where's the cycling lanes? There's traffic calming measures in place. I understand that. We definitely not only and to control residents association having campaigning for more bottles and rails. If you just to walk down the new road and you see the state of the people who are unaware of the UK rules and regulations.
It's like a third world country, man. It's like
regardless of their background.
Yeah, regardless of the background.
The people who are unaware of the UK rules and regulations, parking on pavements, they park on pavements, block corners, block yellow. They don't care about yellow lines. Yellow lines today is like the yellow patrol. This has to be this real bad.
Raise the issues. Can I please, Evans?
You mentioned on the parking issues in Newtown results where they've done the one-way streets or then. Yeah. So is that something that can be looked at with the streets on
something like that?
Because all that is now one-way street. You can only go up and down certain areas, which would obviously then cause all the traffic to be funneled in one way, which then prevents people from blocking roads and things like that. Is that something that you were involved in? No. Is that something that you have to be involved in? That's the part of this clean air zone. And if we're going to have a site parking, I know you said about cameras and speeders and things like that, a one-way street in the Handsworth area, would that benefit anyone?
Okay, so yeah, I think you're right. I've always the worst role is confrontation.
Yeah.
They're all best.
Was that a question? I've just.
Yeah,
No, I'm just here to ask questions. So I'm just let Lana respond. Yeah, so Lana, the question was asked about whether a potential one-way road scheme could be considered as part of this programme.
If any scheme that you want to apply for, or any project that you're looking to apply for, as long as you can align into one of the 5 green themes which I've gone through in this paperwork, and you can demonstrate that it's going to make a positive impact on air quality by aligning to one of those themes, then we would consider it. Obviously, we can't have any ongoing revenue costs as in maintenance costs, but this is where your highways colleagues can assist with the grant application or assist with, providing you with the relevant guidance, because I'm here to just talk about the Freeze Fund, which is the funding that we've made available to all 69 wards within Birmingham, and it's just about and how you go about applying, which is what the presentation was about. So yes, potentially any scheme, that if it was a one-way street, if highways, it would work, and it would have the impact, and you can link it into the 5 broad themes, that we would obviously review the application.
Lana, with regards to maintenance, are you suggesting that the maintenance for a scheme is paid within the same year?
But what I'm saying is that with the unreached fund, cannot pick up any ongoing revenue maintenance costs from a scheme.
So, I just want to clarify something. You see, when we introduce a scheme as local engineers, we have to, there's a payment made for the ongoing future maintenance of the scheme, yeah? So when we put the bollards in the guardrail and Antrobus Road, some money's had to be paid for the future maintenance. So with the Brunt-Breeze scheme, are you saying, I think you mentioned this before, it has to be cost neutral?
Yeah.
Right. So what that means is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Lana, if you put a one-way street in, all the signs, all the markings, you have to find some way of making a saving at the same time. So you can't just introduce a one-way street, you've got to find something on the highway that will offset the cost of that one way. Is that correct?
What sort of schemes that are in place and what amendments you do to the highway rate. What I am saying is that the Brunt-Breeze fund, due to the nature of it being a capital-based project and it being a short-term project to just fund capital elements, that we can't eat any revenue costs from the fund. Speak to your colleagues in highways because I know that there are things that they've I think they've had to get approval elsewhere or seek funding elsewhere if there are ongoing revenue costs. But certainly there have been some suggestions for projects, and I think we've had one on the south side of the north side of Birmingham where it's actually provided a revenue saving such as bird protection measures.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you,
Lana. Can I bring Carla and then I will bring Gemma?
Yeah. A couple of ideas that have been put forward now, and that's where I think something like if that is something that people want to consider as an idea, then that's where we can ask for some of that technical advice. So if that is Carl or whoever it is, that would be an action from today's meeting to ask for that advice, which can answer some of the questions that we're not able to answer today because we're not specialists in that area. So I think that if it is something that people think today is worth considering, then we'll put that as an action in the notes and that can be picked up. Is it Carl or whoever to do that? So we can ask for them to consider that and provide a response back to this board to say this is what it would cost, this is what it would need to do, and these are the steps that we'll take, and whether that then fits in within this fund, knowing that it's going to come to an end in March 25. So then you've got that to consider. So I think that is the resolution.
Thank you. I'm going to take Gemma, Arby, Sujit, Carlin, and Dolores.
I was just going to make a point about the one way where I would consider it to be a cost neutral thing. Could you not create anything new? It's the same road, you're just changing the layout. So you're already going to have maintenance costs for that particular road. So you're just transferring them into a new one, whereas the bollards, you're creating a new thing. So that new thing's gone through. That's I was just thinking that might be.
Right, but the problem with all that is you've got the signs up, and those signs have to be illuminated. So that's a cost.
So is that not run off solar power? Because that's the ones that are
some of the signs can be
solar power.
but even solar power, it's a future maintenance.
Come out of this one, I'm sure that was measured.
But that's the question.
It's like
Okay, then we take Arby, then I will bring you. We've got time.
Just a quick suggestion, I know the son hasn't come yet, but he wanted to make inquiry about one way our road being chosen for one-way road, which is, so I'm not going to suggest areas or roads, but it's a Douglas Road, Wood Road, Love Lane area.
Say which roads again?
Douglas, Linwood, Wilson and Road Lane.
Douglas, Linwood, Wilson and Grove Lane. So I
We
think
need to know, we need to know how to go about it, and suggest an area and get it.
that's what I think, that it's noted, so that question can be posed to Carl to see whether it's something that is suitable and what that would look like, yeah. So I think that's kind of the next
Because
step.
I guess you use that money to fund the consultation, you guys put that money towards funding.
I don't know the full details, that's where I think it's better to get technical.
Let's take an eye on, it's only just, well, you just said it really, but our understanding was every time you want a one-way system, you have to consult everybody that lives in the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Suited.
Yeah. I know in Sturchley, they purchased some bikes and there's a bike scheme over there. I'm just thinking that, over in, was it certain red cap was a 20-mile-an-hour zone, it's just going in, yeah, I'm not even going to school. Yeah, I think that's the video that's, sorry, I can't.
So it's time for us putting miles per hour, driving 2 miles per hour on the road. So I could go 40 miles per hour and no one would care. And if I start to spend this money with the signs up.
Yeah, can I answer this question? I think, let me see, so with regards to the different projects that have already been set up, I think Lana spoke about a video that she can't link to on here because it wouldn't play very well, but that will give you some of the examples, and I'm sure that we can share that in the notes if there was a link to that as well. And then you can see other things that's happening, because there's quite a few boards across the city that are considering different ideas. And there are some are similar to what you guys are talking about tonight, but there's some that are quite creative and like the bike scheme over in Sturchley as well. So yeah.
Sorry, the video is the promotional video to introduce the book briefs.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't produced any sort of documents yet detailing the scheme.
So it's really useful to know what has been so we can schemes that have been.
Okay. Did you hear that, Lana? Okay, so the gentleman said it'd be really useful to see what has already been put through, what ideas, because of the short time scale from the fund, so it'd be good to get some suggestions of what others have done, to be able, to give some ideas to different people that are thinking about what it could include. So, I think if there is any information, we'll look to see what we can share.
Yeah, kind of, Lana, could I ask that if you have got those examples, if you email them to me, then I will send them to our contact list so that everybody could have the information. Thank you. Now, I'm going to ask Carlin, have you got a question for Lana before she goes?
Yes.
So I've got Carlin, I've got Dolores. Dolores will be the last one. Okay.
Yeah.
Carlin.
Okay, I don't know if you want to mention about quick lane, right? About blocking those roads up to rubbish. Because each time the council come and clean it up, like 2 days after they clean it back up. So we're wondering if they could put some barriers, stopping the traffic from going through.
So you were saying if that quickly could be made to improve so that it can be used by pedestrians instead of cars. Lana, could such a project be considered?
I think that's probably a question for the highways colleagues, because that sounds it's work on the highways, so we would have to liaise with the highways colleagues, and then if they found it was appropriate and that the funding would be sufficient,
So we, even as a council, can't obstruct the highway. What we would have to do is extinguish quick lane in this highway.
I think this is not. So it's a suggestion, so why can't the same bank on it every single day, so they know these places.
Oh, okay,
Isn't that a better solution?
if you want to
Simple
compare,
solution.
that's in
Please
case.
to stop people operations and stop the vans driving these unroadworthy vans who are people who are unroadworthy. Why can't the police and the council get together and stop the vans? And stop every van and see what's in there. If they've got waste carrier license. Is it hard, man? You can just look at the tires, you can look at the car, van, it's crap.
Basically, we're attempted in the past is to get evidence for that to take place from the fire service and Westwood Police. Unfortunately, there was no evidence for it because we need to go to the government in order to extinguish it. We go to the Department of Transport Secretary of State to extinguish the highway, and he will want evidence as to why it should no longer be a highway. And our biggest thing is all the rubbish and the tipping that takes place in the lane. Now, environmental services have provided some photographs, but even they haven't taken photographs on every occasion. And we really need to get the dossier together from the police.
Say
And the simple solution. The highways and you, 3 people.
do you have a question?
£80, man.
Do you have a question?
No, that was my solution.
Do you have a question for Lana?
No, I don't. That was my solution.
Oh,
That was my solution to that problem.
Okay, I think after this meeting, we have what we could be doing, so we think we can find looking into putting the projects and also finding more information. So I've got Dolores, who will be the last one on this item. Your question, please.
Not a question, such as a suggestion, and what I have observed within the areas. We jog not just in Handsworth, we go Nozell, etc. Talk about having one-way system. Who polices the one-way system?
Yeah, see?
Who will do that?
No one.
Right now, we're up against the one-way system in Lozelle. We have problems with the buses, we have problems with the ambulance, and there's problems also with the police. One-way system, fine, it's there, but it's not being policed. You go across to say Carpenter's Road, Nursery Road, all those roads there, it is in shambles, to tell you the truth. You know, that was done without consultation. So now what has to be done? They have to now rethink all those routes that they have messed up. You know, so
Who police go, who police the roads? You want to know who will be policing the
Please, hold on. Please, I'm done. Let me finish, please. If beneficial on one part, it won't be police because people are still driving the one way. They do one way. And this is what I'm saying now. Where does the police come in? They're on the stretch, you know. So how do you police that? You're going on one road and the cars that is supposed to be one way, they're coming at you. So I agree, you respond to
They're only thinking of the
Who policies? Who looks after the one?
No one.
So people don't drive the wrong ways.
So enforcement on
Yes.
all my streets is a police matter. Yeah, but can I just touch on the Zell's area and what happened was, under an experimental order, the one way was introduced. Over that experimental period, people have opportunity to make comments on basically how the system is working, right? I think what's happening is that coming to the end of that period and projects team and then looking at, as you say, tweaking that system in order to make it work better. That's how it's put forward. What I would suggest is, because of the request you've had for several roads in this area as well to be treated in a similar manner, it would be the projects team that would take that on board, because it's a much wider scheme than local engineers would generally have.
Thank you. Right, so there are no further questions. Can I thank you, Lana? And if there are more questions coming, could I email you directly?
Yes, certainly, and the email address for the book is also on the PowerPoint presentation. So if there's any queries or anything that anybody thinks of outside of the meeting, then do feel free to contact us. We're happy to discuss queries, funds, applications, process, eligibility, that sort of thing. So yeah, can I just say thank you for participating in this as well?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So we're going to move on to the next item now. I invite the police team to come to the front and you introduce yourself to us.
Who's going to get the shortest stick? Who's going to get the shortest stick to speak?
Over to you, police officers.
Very easy on me,
Don't worry.
So I'm very new, I'm starting to get to grips with the issues in the area. I'm not familiar with Handsworth Wood. I've not been here before coming to Handsworth on my team. So it is taking a bit of time, but I am listening. So one of the things I've noticed that's through my inboxes is the issues around the parking on Rugby Road. Okay, I'm responsible for Rugby Road, the Quick Road, and part of Handsworth Road. I'm not. That's another team, and I'll pass the details on to that side. I kind of wanted to stand up here and just say that we, in the short time I've been here, I've prioritised the parking on Rugby Road. Started to try and make small steps to try to resolve it, and that was by doing a parking operation yesterday. Okay, so we worked in collaboration with parking wardens and we went up and down. Did we fix it? No, we haven't fixed it. Is it going to be there today? Yes. Is it going to be there tomorrow? Yes. And likewise next week. So it's about educating. And all I can do is to try and give a bit of time every so often to try and come back and reinforce it. I haven't got a magic wand. I can't solve the problem completely. We just have to keep trying over and over again to get into people's heads around what the consequences are of parking where they are. I think
sorted about 20 vehicles yesterday, positive action taken over 20 vehicles. There was a lot of good feedback from members of the community about seeing us there. I know it's been neglected, it has, I'm not going to stand up here and pretend that it hasn't. But as everywhere else, we are stretched to the max. Demand for service is higher because police are now responsible for everything. Everybody feels it's a problem for a lot of things. And we don't have enough officers. We don't. So we're doing our best. All I can do is keep asking you, emailing your issues, and I'll do my best to try and help repair and fix them. That's all I can do.
I've worked here 22 years in Handsworth. Everyone has got a different priority. So every different member of the public that you speak to, one will have a parking issue, one will have a fly tipping issue, one will have an antisocial behaviour issue, somebody will have drinkers outside their shop, someone will have people taking drugs, then you've got the prostitution. So everyone has got, unfortunately, a different priority. Yeah, we're responsible for the majority of that, but not me and not my sergeant. The powers that be, there's a ranking structure and everything, and we are guided by government and our senior leadership team as to what the priorities are. Now, unfortunately, your priority may be fly tipping, but unfortunately, that's not the police priority at that time. The priority is robberies that are happening on Soho Road. You mentioned what happened down Soho Road a couple of weeks back. Our team was on and we had to go there. Now, that's traumatic for people that were there and the witnesses, and that's also traumatic for police officers that have to turn up and have to deliver death messages and have to be there for the family liaison and things like that. So we do get, and I definitely get it, I've been in it long enough to know that the public are frustrated, because if I lived here, I would be frustrated as well. But we're trying our best with the limited amount of staff that we've got.
I'm not sure if Andrea has the answer to this, but your predecessor, Jason Pinches, and other officers who are still on both the teams, were expecting the council to make a decision about the public space protection order in March, and we haven't heard anything yet. And
I mentioned that to her yesterday. I got on the day yesterday that we hadn't had a date. There was no contact from our part.
I think what they're trying to do, there was a map put in place, they're trying to extend the map. They don't want a public space protection order here, and then a small gap, and then a public space protection order, and then another one. They're going to try and incorporate a bigger map.
But they've already done that.
But they're trying to extend it again. So I think the last one was towards the jewellery quarter, Soho Road, things like that, and they were trying to extend it back across towards Church Lane, Angelus Road, or incorporate Woodbury Road. They're trying to.
Does that mean that police enforcer and public protection order?
So a public space protection order will give us powers to enforce certain things within that area.
More than 3 people together.
Yeah, so you know how COVID, depending on, it depends what they're doing.
It's discretional. It's discretional. If you've got a wedding party walking down the road to go to a restaurant, we're not going to go disperse people like that. Yeah. But if you've got 4 or 5 youths smoking weed or whatever, or you know,
prioritising that.
Yeah.
You know, like the public protection order, you know, because we have so much antisocial behaviour around phone boxes and bus stops.
Yeah.
Why can't you not have the power to move the bus stop?
To move the
bus stop, right?
Because members of the public need to be able to.
The bus stop, there's another bus stop which is nearby that bus stop that I saw. You know the lady who, so I know the lady, the state agent lady who works in Angel, the state agent,
Yes.
From that bus stop, yeah. She was terrified of going to work every single day. She had to walk about 8 alcoholics walking in.
The drinkers.
She started 6, 7 o'clock there, mashed. Imagine her, she's a pretty lady, and she'd walk out by herself.
So those drinkers that you spoke about, we've
your turn.
Understand what you're saying.
And there's like 10 Romanians sitting there and they eat the seating. 10 of them in a circle. They don't even walk off the street, man. They think they own the
For the police.
So our priorities I think we've got a local team or area page which we're doing it, which will list all our priorities on there. You will get to have a say and I'll be responsible for directly responding to what you do and how I'm going to achieve that. So there will be. So it is that is coming where it's going to be a lot easier for communities to be able to come directly into me basically. But our priorities at the moment is to be youth violence, it's robberies, because they have physical, impacts on people. Violence is always going to be a thing because of the risk that it carries. Robberies.
It's the knife crime. It's the knife crime in the area. It's just massive.
It's right. Very visible alongside of us. It would strike me that if we perhaps considered targeting prostitution, that's rapid.
So there was, so I was privy to an operation where we do prostitute patrols, and anyone that's caught soliciting, we offer the female, usually it's female, we offer the female courses to go on, and if she needs help, and we ask about her background. We've actually went out with the Birmingham Mail, and I was part of that where they interviewed prostitutes and posted it in the Birmingham Mail, and she was basically saying that from a young age she'd been raped and abused, and she didn't know anything else other than to sell her body to make money. So we were trying to help her in that way. Now the people that are pulling up and taking advantage of these ladies, anyone that was caught, it was body cam, and they were offered two resolutions. So one was you come to the police station and you admit the offence and you will get a criminal record, or you are charged £300 to go on a course and the police receive £100 of that money to then invest back into the community. So we did that and we raised nearly £3,000 So that money then went on, supported a children's local football team. We purchased a football strip for them, which cost £600, £700. So that money that we're trying to do for this, unfortunately, we can't do it all the time because it has to be planned.
I appreciate their things.
They are.
Activity that we used to use, it's like an umbrella crime, because if you take away prostitution, that you have a positive impact on the crime, that you have a positive impact on violence, on anti-social behavior, and circle back around everything is used for solicitation. Dealing hours. Unfortunately, I'm able to see this sort of activity. We have children using Christian to access.
And see what's been left.
And they see the reference of that.
When cheap solutions put cameras.
Okay, can I take the
It's our cameras,
and then we
because you have to pay somebody to watch them 24/7. An £80 camera is not going to give you.
I got £80 off. You put street cameras up because there are certain places where there's fans. I've got nothing about one camera.
It's not easy as well. You can't just put cameras up and watch people. There's data protection stuff. You can't just spy on people.
These are what they want.
This is a question, not what I'm saying is right or wrong, but we've got to come away from everything is a policing problem and actually start looking at other organisations that might be able to help us. So the prostitution stuff, that is the big thing. So are there other agencies that are better to patrol and help those people? So if we can remove the prostitutes and help them rehabilitate, come off the drugs, fix their reasons for becoming a prostitute and moving away, then people aren't going to be able to stop and pay for a prostitute. So do you know what I mean? So sometimes we have to come from it from a different angle, not always from a criminal point of view.
Well, the criminal angle is the only way it works. You put the prostitute in jail, she hopefully fix up. She's got like 3-6 months to get it up.
Right, where are we now? Can we take the room
Say you give them a course.
and then I'll come back to you?
There's a future
You follow up. Okay, you follow up and then we go to
Social service provision, estimated not least the police and stuff. Services that ensure security. These are the items supporting assistance.
But the police have been dismantled as well, so we've all got to work together on ways to try and come up with some sort of solution.
Well, you need to help yourself, and you've got to be held accountable for your own actions. We've offered help, and we've put females and males on courses, rehabilitation, and unfortunately, some people, yes, they come out, and it's a good story. 90% of them will fall into what they know, and unfortunately, that is what they
Could I bring Harun as the last speaker?
Okay. So we need to look at the future. The kids, the children of Handsworth. We need the police to go to schools and educate them about knife crime, educate them about drugs, mental health awareness, collaboration. We are the police, they're not attending schools.
We've got schools officers.
Well,
the thing is, we've got schools officers.
I've got nieces and nephews in schools, and they're attending the police.
We've got a school officer, and the one officer that we've got,
Yes.
he has to cover 17 schools. Now that is ranging from the school on Vauxhall Road, James Watt, I believe, and you've got the boys' school here on Dawson Road, Basbane. Then he covers all the way across to King's Standing. So you've got the Arena Academy, you've got the Fortis Academy, the girls' school on Church Lane.
Well, my nieces and nephews, they've never seen a police.
What school is it?
William Murdoch.
Is it junior? Is it juniors?
Yes, yes, juniors.
See, the junior, and I think that
Then
coming into the
the
junior school,
the junior school is better.
it's more the senior schools because at the moment,
We need to start with them.
we do and we should, but the knife crime is
I know kids selling drugs for their own buildings. Little kids. Jumping through windows.
Yeah, we can't say here and we disagree with you. We do. We agree.
That's fine in that moment, but then they go home and they spend the majority of their time with family members that may take drugs and may tell them that actually this is a good thing. Or so
It's an ongoing education. You know,
again, for all adults, not just for the police.
I know. It's obviously mental health awareness as well.
Social.
People are sitting on the road begging. People with issues. They need. We are the services. We are the mental health services. They should be walking around.
Right, thank you for that. Can I take Carly?
Yeah, what I want to say, right, you don't just be coffee, right? Because I was on the bus, right, in my pension class, and I'm really dry. When I got on the bus, right, there was, strong smell of weed, smoking, and the kids are smoking weed. So I think we need police to like patrol the bus every so often, see who's smoking these drugs.
You don't have a police officer on the other side looking at the cameras. You can have another agent or another agency working for you. But you got people walk by and you got on the streets, you're doing. But then you have someone on the other side looking at the camera.
I genuinely
there's something they do drugs.
I genuinely get your frustration. I do, but listen, it's not.
Through the conversation in like 30 seconds.
I get it, but it's not an endless pot of money. You're on about here, £40,000 for a clean air zone. You're saying that's a waste of money. I want this, I want that. My priority is this, and this.
Yeah, man.
The police. Let me finish. You say, get somebody to watch that camera. Get another agency.
Yeah,
why do people need paying? They don't do it for free.
I'm sure you get volunteers. I'm sure if you look back,
you've volunteered.
Yeah, I would do like a camera. Yeah, security agency.
We need to hear each other.
I understand what you're saying about the drugs on the bus, all the drugs, but there is now, this day and age, there is not a road you go on where there isn't an air of weed from somewhere.
Mamba.
So again?
Mamba. She's worse.
Well, no, the lady prefers cannabis. Again, we're not the police officers to deal with every single person. We are trying. Yesterday, in the parking operation, we stopped an hour, got cameras on it, and we gave sent on a rehabilitation course. So when we do get it, when we have got an officer available to deal with it, we will deal with it in a positive way. All I can do is say to you, ring it in, call it in and say, you've got somebody, whether you'll get a response at that particular moment in time, I don't know, I can't guarantee.
Right, could I now thank you, police officers. Thank you so much for coming. And as you say, you are new in the area. It will be helpful when you come and hear the issues that are affecting the communities. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Now the next item is any other business. Is there anything, Leslie is here so that she can make note of everything you say, which the council needs to look at. I'm going to take, you haven't spoken. I'm going to take. Right. I'm going to take Rand first, and then.
any other business, and then, okay, right.
Yeah, so I think one of the things that we attended was that we did and we were talking about what you shape, the drugs and the microphone. A lot of times we think
No, sorry, I've just sat back there, so I didn't hear what you were saying. What did you ask? Sorry.
so you have HMO and exempt housing. Within Handsworth, we see about 300 properties outside that within Handsworth, linking back to what the constitutional approach about what that's doing to reduce that.
Yeah, so what I would say is that there is a HMO action group. I was just thinking, I don't know if Naomi's a part, you are a part of that group, aren't you? The HMO action.
There's an exempt accommodation forum,
yeah,
the citywide forum.
Yeah, so that it might be worth to get some information from them. I don't know exact figures to be able to say that to you, but
Chat afterwards if you want.
yeah, I think that'd be useful. Or it's something that you could ask to be put on the agenda for the next meeting. To discuss in this forum.
Terms, under any other business, can we have
All right, that's noted. I'm going to take Abby and come back. We're going to respond to something or you've got your own.
I've got an item there.
Or, okay, let's take Abby and then I'll come to you now.
Like a lot of residents in Handsworth, we've got problems parking outside our own homes, because of the tremendous amount of cars that we seem to have in our families. Now, I'm just about to collect a multibility car for my son, so I have mobility, there's some quite severe mobility issues, and I requested, highways, requested to have a marking put outside my house because it's going to be substantially larger than the car I use now, which can squeeze into so many little pockets of spaces. But I'm sure if I've got it right, there's no budget at the moment since a meeting in March. The budget has been either frozen or reduced to the point where requests like mine to have marking, a disabled marking put outside the house, can't really go ahead at this stage. Now, I've just had a phone call to pick this car up on one day, and I'm just having nightmares as to how I'm going to be able to get this boy into the house. Potentially have to double park, because I've got no right of way and I've got no space. And I may never, somebody might use it anyway, but I've got nowhere to park the car or to hold the car up and get him out of the house, put him into the house, and then the potential, which happened to me on Saturday night, was I had to come up to the road lane and leave my car on the road. I'm just frightened, and I'm just wondering, is this a long-term situation? I did email and ask them to pay for it ourselves. Is there any other agencies that could put down a marking for us? Is there anything within here, and I don't know whether you can directly answer me on this? And we've also got markings on my road where residents have passed away or moved away, and those markings are still there. So I'm going to paint over all of them and put one by mine. I hear these things like now, money being available for certain projects around our board. Now, I'm a desperate resident who wants some marking on the road. There isn't a budget within the appropriate department. Am I just put up with it? I'm going to have arguments, which we already have on the road. That's why I was requesting this one-way potential. I'm not personally up for it, but we're just just had constant arguments on the road, potential road rage. A lady today almost left the car and walked out. Again, it's responsible. But what do I do now? I'm a resident of Pembrokeshire Council tax.
Let's invite people. Could I ask Alan to give your updates whether regarding the disabled ways?
Future disabled ways and certain disabled ways are not prescribed marketing issued by the government. So the city council will be continuing to use them, even though they shouldn't be on the highway.
Shouldn't be what, sorry?
Shouldn't be on the highway.
They shouldn't be on the highway.
They shouldn't be on the highway.
Shouldn't use them on roads, just in like car parks or.
So the current criteria that was last year and possibly part of the year before was if a person can't walk more than 20 metres, if there's a blue badge, a car registered to the property, if they met those criteria, then we would introduce a disabled wage. Whereas at the 5th of March, and unfortunately the information got to us a bit later than that, disabled wages have been stopped at present and it's being discussed as to where they will be in the future. We may find that we know it may be that the resident is given the opportunity to pay for a marking themselves, still meeting those criteria, but they have to pay for the marking themselves, or that we go forward and we just use the criteria still and introduce the markings for residents for free. But I don't know what's going on and I don't know what's going on.
Okay, thank you for that.
Sorry, with regards to the with regards to the bays that are on Douglas Road, what we can do is we can send letters out to those properties. If you let me know, if you'd be good enough, so let me know what properties they are, I can send a letter out to them and I can ask them to demonstrate that they've still got the criteria that was previous, because the markings are still there.
Yeah.
If they don't provide that information, once we have a budget, which is the healthy streets, which I think will be introduced soon. Once we have a budget, then I will look to get those removed. Because as you say, especially in terraced roads such as Douglas and the others, parking is a premium, and you don't want somebody coming out of there saying that bay's there for my use, especially in that the criteria to use.
A few of them I know have passed away. I know I know. So I'm still there, right?
It's unfortunate. So
too far, is it? Well,
let me just say that the disabled bay is not for any particular person's use.
no, because I can use one other.
But you know as well as I do, if you try and use that bay,
yes,
the may be some macro, and you don't want that.
They're going to be everywhere, and they're not really, they don't really provide at least we can get to know them. I just think that's
Right, so I'm mindful of time, we are over the time, we should be finishing at 8:30. And I've seen Naomi has got a heads up, who has, Harun. Could you please be brief, because we have to finish the after 8:30, so that they can know.
I came to the meeting on the understanding that there would be the opportunity to present the Brumbies proposal. We were told that we were going to hear about Brumbies, and then I contacted Leslie, and I was told that if I had a short proposal, I could have up to 15 minutes and present the proposal. So I have 2 sides of A4. I printed out about 20 copies, and I understood I would have that opportunity to present those proposals. I don't have that opportunity. I don't know when our next meeting is going to be. It won't be for at least another goodness knows when. And we're being told that we have only a year to get all this money spent. So if you don't mind, I just have to tell you what is in the proposal, but it's all the things we've been talking about. So it's guardrails and bollards in key recommended locations on Grove Lane and Woodbury Road. We know that some of them were already there today for Grove Lane because they took them by the school. 20-mile-an-hour speed limits on Hinstock Road, Philip Victor Road, and Attribus Road, on Laurel Road by the school, speed bumps by the park, 20 mile an hour by the park, maybe more 20 mile an hour depending on what car and its team say it costs. Handsworth Park, signage and awareness raising to discourage non-essential car use in the park. Because while there is essential car use that needs to be there are now cars going to the park all the time, especially at the pickup. You don't need 6 cars parked in the car on the grass. All of this aligns with the ward plan, where we have a priority to the speed limit and also reducing car dependency. It aligns with all the things that are on the PowerPoint that we saw. And I understand that the procedure should be that if the ward forum, in principle, agrees with these, they're not the whole ward. I mean, we don't know how much it would cost. But if in principle, may I finish my sentence? Yes. If in principle it's agreed, we can go forward and try and make the proposal and get the costings. I'm worried that we wait another 4 months and then we've only got 7 months to get anything proposed.
Right, can I just say, Naomi, apologies for the misunderstanding. But as you could see that in the agenda, there were no presentations. We had only this item, and at the start I did explain why we only had just this item to focus on.
This is
so
the item. This is
what
this
so
is
the next meeting we're gonna try and arrange the next meeting now that everybody has heard about it, about Grand. So the next meeting I am asking all the organizations to then prepare their bids so that they can bring to the world.
When will that be?
As soon as possible. As soon as possible. I can't put the date. I can't put the date now, but we will look at it, but we will try and get it very soon because we are mindful of March next year when all the money needs to be committed.
Sorry,
Right. I'm going to be around a little bit, so we can.
Just say, on that document, it says any proposals will be sent to you. Does it say that on the document?
No,
So if that gets sent to you, what do you do with it? Because if that's covered everything, it says on that paperwork, you've got a suggestion, a project, it goes to the board, it goes to the